everyone, this is Abhinendra from CG Artist Academy and I'm back with a new tutorial. Like I showed you in a teaser, the fracture effect. Okay, so we're gonna create some fracture effect in Houdini, then we export it and then we'll import in Blender and light it and texture it. So it's a whole process. Stay tuned. Okay, let's see what we're gonna creating today. So this is it. We're gonna create it from scratch and till the final look. So let's jump into Houdini. Okay. So here we are in Houdini. So first of all, let's create the text. Okay. And create a GeoNote. Rename it whatever the text you're gonna create. In my case, I am doing Houdini. And one more text I need to create, which is FX. So let's rename it to FX. Okay, so there will be the two text. Okay, and let's go into it. Type font, that way you can get this, and let's type Houdini. Okay, so we have typed it. And next we're gonna extrude it, poly extrude. Okay, so here in the distance tab, write the value of 0.2, this much extrusion we want. Okay, and in font tab, just go down to this option, which is level of details, put it here 2. And here in poly extrude, under object geometry and groups, just enable this output back, create a polyfill. Okay, so next we need to add a transform node. Transform. So here in transform node, in the rotate x-axis, we will place the value of -90. Okay, so it should be on the ground like this, on the grid. Okay, so next we need to create another node, which is ISO offset. Yeah, ISO offset. Okay, enable this. Now you can see this, it's showing the volume. Okay, so here we need to change few parameters. So in output type, there should be a ISO surface, and here in uniform sampling divisions, we'll be placing the value of 300. It will take some time to calculate, and now we get the text with the proper subdivisions. You can see that. Okay, so next we need to add a UV unwrap node. So UV unwrap, and after that we'll be needing a smooth. So now you can see we have a smooth mesh, and go here and just on the smooth shaded. Okay, that's it. So till then, so far it's good. Select all your nodes and press L, so they will lay out. Okay, so next we need to add a scatter points, scatter node. Okay, let's put it here. Just leave the all values default, and again we need to add another node, which is Voronoi fracture. Okay, so yep, Now connect the scatter points to this second value and let's see how it comes. It will take some time to calculate. Next we need to add a assemble node, and don't forget to enable this option, which is create packed geometry. Okay, I'm not telling all the details because if you want to like understand what all those things do, you can check my other tutorial, which is rigid body tutorials. I will give you the link below. Okay, so you can check that out, so you will get a better understanding why I'm doing all this. Okay, so next we need to create a null, and we'll say it Houdini out. Okay, so this is for the first text. Okay, and let's again select all this and press L. Okay, so that's it. Don't forget to save your file because sometimes it crash. More often Houdini is very stable. Okay, so for the fx, I'm not going to create all these things again. All I do is I will copy it and let go back to my fx and just paste it. It will take a little bit of time. So it's copied here. Let's switch off the display option of Houdini and go into fx, and what we need is just enable this maybe here, and we'll change the text over here. It should be like fx, and that's it. I guess we need to do few more changes in ISO offset, but let's see how it's coming. It will take some time to calculate again. So yeah, it's almost done, but the mesh is very dense, so I'm gonna change in ISO offset. I will just drop down the value of around half of it, around 150, and let's see. Yeah, that much subdivision is sufficient for me, or definitely it depends on you how much subdivisions you need. Okay, for me this is fine. And again, just go to your null, and here again rename it to fx out. So now we have the text which we want to break are ready, both of them. One more thing we need to do is let's translate it in go to a transformation, and sorry, so in a z-axis just 1 maybe, or maybe 0.9. yeah, okay, so there should be, it's on the grid, and let's enable this null. So next we need to create a collision geometry. So let's again create a geo node, rename it to collision ground. Okay, save your file. Just get into this collision ground node, and here create a grid. Okay, it's here, it should be 7.5 or 5. Okay, rename it to plane if you want, because here in Houdini it's grid. Most of the 3D application is plane, simple plane. Next we need to create a transform node. Okay, so enable this. So here in transform, in y-axis minus 0.002, and here 0.8. okay, next we need to create a null, yes, rename it to collision ground, enable it, and let's go back here in the object option, and here we need to create a DOP network. Let's create that and jump into it. So first of all we need is rigid body object node, so RBD RBD packed object. Okay, next we need is solver, rigid body solver. Okay, so let's connect this here, and here we need a object. So how we add it? In a SOP path we need to add our object which we want to break. So where it is? Oh, okay, now we have two objects. So what we can do is, now we have to merge those two objects and then we will call it here. So to do that, let's create another geo node. So this is the way I found it. If you have like better way or to do that, but I think this way I can organize my work, so that's why I'm creating all these groups, geo nodes. Okay, so here it's object merge, get into it and type merge object merge. Okay, so by default it takes one. Just click on this plus. Now you can add two objects. So here first of all I need my Houdini object. Select this Houdini out one, and the second one we will add our fx, which is fx out, and that's it. And now again we need to create a null, and here we say merged, text out. So yeah, now go back to your .NET, and here now we can call this object merge text out. So that's it. Now we need to add a gravity. Let's connect this here, and also we need to add our collision ground, which we have created as a grid. So add a static object and then create a merge node, and let's connect both of them here. And here in static object, in your SOP path, go to your collision and select this collision ground, and now this connect to your out, and everything is in the scene. And let's see how this comes. And we need the simulation of around 150, I guess, mostly. So let's take it that way. Let's save your file and press W to get out from this wireframe node, and let's see how the simulation comes. So the simulation is done, and all we need is like 75 frames. Okay, and one more thing I need to do is, I am seeing the ghosting effect of my geometry, so let's switch this off here. Now again go back to your .NET. Why it's coming again? Okay, let me check that. So what is happening is everything is falling down. Okay, so now we need to animate few things and add a new force. So quickly do that. So go back to your first frame, and now why I'm seeing that ghosting effect is because here my merge object node is on. Okay, it's where the object we have merged, so we have to switch off that display option. Okay, just go back to your .NET, and now let's select all these and press L to layout and fan. So let's type fan. Okay, and connect it here in between. So press W to go to your wireframe node. Okay, and let's change few things over here, and please switch off this button, which is this brain kind of thing, so we can disable the simulation. Okay, and really sorry for the noise because outside it's raining and thunderstorm. So anyways, so let's change this few settings over here. First of all, in the position in the y-axis, here it's -5 and here it's 1. Okay, so we need to change this position. Nothing is happening here because this option is closed. Okay, so now you can see that, sorry, skip. Yep. Go to your first frame again. Okay, so few more things we need to change. Go to your guide options, scale should be around 5 so that we can see it easily. Okay, come again. So here in cone angle should be 180 and this should be 50, and force per unit area should be 2.5. Actually I have tested these values so that I know the exact values. In your case, when you are doing this, you can definitely experiment on your own. Okay, and follow-up should be 1.74 and max distance should be 50, and here in direction it should be in Y. So and here in Z-axis it should be 0. So that's about the settings for the initial. Okay, now we need to animate it. So let's again switch off this simulation enable option. So go to your 8th frame. Okay, and key these 4 values: fall off, angle, force per unit area, fall off, and max distance. So right click and keyframe, 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 and keyframe. Okay, there is a shortcut also, but I'm just showing you how to do this way. Okay, and again go to your next frame. On the 9th frame, just zero all these values. Okay, and click on this key option, so now it's keyed. On this till 8th frame we'll be like using these values, and at the 9th frame we are just disabling it by putting it to 0. So that's it for this. And now we have to animate the gravity value. Okay, so here we're gonna animate its activation. Okay, so first of all we need to delete the channels so that we can animate it. And now let's go to your 25th frame and switch it to 0, and let's key it, and go to your 26th frame, next frame, and activate it. and set the key over there also. So now till the frame 25th there is no gravity, and after that the gravity will come into place. So our keys are like done, and now let's see how the simulation comes after this. Okay, so let's check it. So my simulation is done, and let's see how it comes. It's going up, breaking, and going up and up and up, and then it's getting fall down. So it's working definitely, but not the way which we want. So one more thing we need to do is, let's go to your first frame, and in here rigid body solver we have to decrease the value of time scale because we need it in a slow-mo. So let's make the value of 0.25 and let's simulate again. So the simulation is done, and you can see that it's coming exactly the way we want it, like the teaser I showed you. So our this part is done, so let's press W to see, and yes, it's coming exactly the way. So okay, next thing what we need is we need to export this. Okay, so let's quickly export this. Just go back and press L here so that everything is organized and lay out in a better way. Let's create a geo node which should be export. Let's jump into this export node, create a object merge again, and this time we're gonna merge our .NET. Okay, so where it is, it's here. Select this and create a ROP alembic out. Okay, so select your path, render will take main frame range, and that's it. Select your path and export it out. Okay, so I'm not gonna export it again obviously because I already exported it. So that's it for the Houdini setup. Okay, that's how you can easily create this kind of simulation and export from Houdini. Now let's jump into Blender where I created that texture and the light. Okay, let's get into that. Houdini part is done. Okay, let's save it and close it. So here we are in Blender, and there are a few things which comes when you open the file in Blender. So let's delete all of them. We don't need that, and just go to your import option and select this alembic and import your exported geometry. Okay, so yeah, in my case this is here. I exported everything. First of all, I need to create a camera. So to do that, Shift A to get the menu, and here we can find this option, camera. Okay, so here are camera. So in this camera attributes, rotation, place all the values to the 0 and select your camera and translate it to like around -8 around. Yeah, okay, and we need to like rotate in x-axis around 90. That's it, leave it there. And now again we need to create a locator, which here in Blender it's empty, plane axis. Okay, and rename it cam controller. Okay, select this and this. Now we need to do is parent this. So you can Control P and parent this. Sorry, I selected the wrong. First we need to select the camera and then locator. Now Control P, object. So now my camera is parent to the locator. So now just place the camera. Why use this locator? Because it's easy to control, because with the locator I can definitely move camera around and I have a better control. So let's quickly create the camera, and you can create whatever angle you want to. Let me create that very quickly. So this is my camera angle and I'm happy with that. Let's break the window into two. Okay, and for this we'll be doing the lighting. Okay, so after this we need is go to this world option. Okay, here in background, okay, not in the color option. Okay, go to this environment texture and select your HDRI. Okay, in my case I'll be using which I have downloaded. Okay, so this is the HDRI I am using. Okay, so this is it. Okay, next I need to create a blocker. To do that, I'm going to create a plane, mesh plane. Let me quickly place it. So here is my blocker, and next I need to create one more light which will be placed on the top of the text. Okay, so let's create it quickly. Go to Shift A to get the menu, and in the lights we need a area light. Okay, let's rotate it. Sorry, yeah, around minus 90 and around here, and scale it something like this and this. Yes, and yeah, I guess that's it. I guess maybe around here. Okay, now go to this lights options and it should be around 1500 watts. So the lighting is almost done for this one. Okay, let's go to your render settings, and instead of render engine E, we'll be selecting the cycles. And yeah, and let's quickly see how it's coming. Oh, sorry, I forgot to save this file, and let's create it like text. Explode. Sorry, what is happening? Explode tute 001. Okay, save it, and let's see how it will come. So you can see that in the cycles it's rendering this whole scene. Okay, so what we can do is we only want this region which is coming under the camera. We just want to render that only. So let's click on this render region and it will render that scene only. Okay, one more thing is happening. The light on the top is too harsh, so we have to tweak a settings of it, maybe around 1200. Yeah, now this is coming fine. So now one more thing it's left, which is we need to shade our text and the background of it. Okay, so let's quickly do that. So let's scroll it up and change it to the shader option and quickly select this and go to your shading option, which is this, and we have inside text, which is after the break, inside looking what should be looking inside of the when it breaks, and the outside it the which we are looking right now. Okay, so let's shade it the outside first. So you click on this use node, we get this principal shader, and now here if we press shift A and we'll type the image texture. Okay, so it's very basic texture I am doing. My whole idea is to create good looking things with the simple steps. Okay, I don't want to get into the complex thing. Okay, so let's select your map, whatever the map you have. In my case I have this black and white grunge texture. This will be I'm using for it, and plug in to your roughness. Okay, so if we can see that we are not seeing anything. Okay, so first of all make it black completely. Now we can see that roughness of it, and we'll be adding some metallic thing. Yeah, it should look like a metal, so maybe 0.8 or 9 value is fine for that, and specular roughness should be 0.4. yeah, that is all fine for this. Okay, for the inside we'll do the same thing. Use this shift A and search image texture, and again open, go to your maps, whatever the maps you have. I'm using this texture, and again select and connect it to the roughness of it, and again base color should be black. Add some metalness, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so for the background, so never forget to rename your objects, because if you have complex geometry or many things in your scene, so definitely at some point of time you will forget what things was. Okay, so by name it's like p-plane or polygon cube. It shouldn't be that, it should be properly named. Okay, so now my ground is selected, and again we need to add a shader to it, which is principal shader, and again I'm gonna create image texture. Okay, and let's select again okay maps and grunge, and this time I'm using this one. Okay, and again select to its roughness. Okay, and color should be black again, and add some metalness to it. Maybe specular is fine for this. Okay, next we need to add is bump. Okay, so search bump. Okay, here it is, and so select this color to height and normal to its normal. So we are getting it, and the strength should be 0.1. okay, that's it I guess, and let's again save our file, and let's see how the render comes. So I guess that's it, what I have done with my thing. It's very simple and straightforward. Okay, you can definitely try some more things if you want to make it more interesting. Okay, so that's how I lighted my scene and did a few things with the texture, like a very simple basic steps. Okay, so let's jump into the After Effects where I did the compositing stuff. Okay, so let's quickly save our file and close it. So here we are in After Effects, and I rendered out my render frames and did some time remapping, which is pretty simple thing I guess. Okay, so I keyed it by retiming. Okay, at the frame first, if you can see, it's 0, and after at the frame 14th, I am at the 26th frames, and after that it's like going like this slow-mo kind of thing. So it's pretty much easy, and I didn't much do in the comp, I guess. But yeah, this is a very simple setup. Okay, it's all about like how you gonna show your artworks. Okay, so at the initial frames I like animated the opacity over here with this solid object. Okay, it's nothing there, it's static, and as soon as it comes in a frame, it's exploded and like stay there for a moment and then go back. And next is like this one. So it's very simple. And then definitely I use some effects, because my default render was like this only. If I switch off everything, and I did some leveling also. So yeah, that's like I did the level, I added this magic bullet looks, and that's how I achieved my look. So it was like pretty simple stuff. So yeah, that's how I got this result. So here is the final result after comping and all and rendering it out. So hope you guys like this tutorial and it helpful for you, and you will learn the tips and techniques so that you can obviously use in your upcoming projects. And if you like this, please like and subscribe my channel, and if you have any doubts and queries, you can comment below. I'll be feel very happy to revert you guys. And thanks for watching my tutorial, and thanks for your support, guys. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.